I'll kick this off. Hey, thank you so much, Cryptos90, for the Twitch Prime sub. Much appreciated. Thank you very much indeed, as we have got in the bottom left-hand side our red Terran player. It is Q. Q. Didn't quite say the R in there, did I? Top right-hand side, our blue Zerg is Solar. So we did have this again, Series 1 today already, right? Where it was a... we had the Series 1 already today, where it was a... best of 3 winner bracket. It was actually the qualifying match, and Cure just kind of showed up and, like I said, ran Hellions into Solar's mineral lines a couple times over. One time it was kind of with some battle cruisers and stuff instead, but it was definitely a pretty rough time to be a Solar fan. I mean, one time it was Hellions and one time it was Hellbats, right? So... Overlord down into the center. He has an SCV going to the upper right. Factory is building up then from Cure, and of course we look to see where this TvZ is going to go. So yeah, important seed here. Again, the difference of this being a opportunity to play in the round of 16 already, or just in the round of 24. As the feelings trying to come back towards that Reaper. Drone taking just a little bit of damage. Zerglin's taking quite a few shots as well. Queen comes in, firing away onto the Reaper as well. Nice grenade, gonna pop the drone to the side. I'm just going to be seeing the Reaper hopping back up to the top of this. So, Reaper back up to the top. You got a feelings, the Queen from Solo hanging around in the main base. There's a couple of extra Hellions from Cure on the way out as well. Now, I have to say that I think one of the big things that would be... I keep mentioning this, but I think one of the big things that about getting this seed is truly that if you get this seed into the round of 16, not only do you not have to play a round of 24 match, you're also the same level of seed as the 4 invited players. You also don't have to worry about running into Serral, Innovation, Zest, or Showtime in the second round. So I actually think that's a pretty big deal as well, because I think, you know, first round matches, a lot of these guys aren't too worried. But the fact that, obviously it's nice to start a round ahead, but the fact that starting a round ahead means that obviously you're just not going to start in the same round as, like, you know, start in the same part of the bracket as Serral. I mean, that could change your entire tournament run, right? That can change your entire tournament run. There's the couple of Hellions hanging around on this right side. So again, both these players are qualified for the main event. But this is a fight over who gets to start in the round of 16. Hellions run by, a couple drones already down. 2 back-to-back hits there. Gets 5 drones, but the Hellions will fall. 6 workers killed. Good jump on there by Solo to shut that down quickly. And Q's actually going to build 2 extra Hellions, so 8 Hellions total. Just to probably... Maybe he was going 8 Hellions anyways, but he might just be going 8 right now because he's saying, well, you know what, actually I got to a point there where I lost 4, and it would be nice to have 4 still alive to help me stay safe, taking the third base and stuff like that, of course, as well. Banshee's still moving around in the center. The Zerglings of Solar in the third base, and we've seen that lair still coming through also, as we do have the extra drone production continuing. Command center building in the natural. I'm gonna go diving by. He actually built back up to 6 Hellions, which I think is obviously a big investment, right? It's a lot of Hellions built rather than... Oh my god, he gets a big line up there. It's a lot of Hellions built instead of starting up those barracks, so it does come at a cost, but finds 9 more drones. Now the Cloaked Banshees are going to come in. Well, there is Spore Crawlers up. There's an Overseer building, so there will be mobile detection against this. The Banshees get 3 more workers to start, a couple of Lings, and sees the Bane Nest coming down. The Spire now starts up from Solar as well. Looks like he'll just go in towards the Bane speed and the and that sort of setup before he gets his upgrade. So it will be an upgrade advantage to Cure. Those 2 Banshees hanging around this right side as, again, 13 drones down. The Zerglings maybe wanting to push at the front, but Marines, good coverage for the moment. I'm going to keep those Zerglings at bay. I'm going to see our Banshees coming back down this right side. Going to find a drone already. I mean, this is just nice. The Banshees haven't done a lot, 3 kills each, but the fact they're still alive and still a threat on the map is obviously a pretty big deal. And especially in a push coming up, that's going to be 1-1 against 0-0. I actually really like Q's position. I feel like this upcoming attack has a lot of potential to just sort of straight up end the game. Marines unloading this. We'll just look to clean up some of the creep here to keep pushing forwards. Through Marines pressing forwards, and I'm gonna get rid of a few of these creep tumors. Yeah, doing all right for this already. Lings coming in, just gonna yes around. Marines do load up into the medevacs off our way over this right side, and it's gonna drop back down as our Marines didn't get too much creep. I mean, they slowed it a little bit. Honestly, as these tanks are done and 1-1 is done, I would be very surprised if Kyo didn't come onto the map with a larger army, because I really feel like after killing those drones early, you really are primed to do so. Banshees have fallen to the Mutalisks, so not much more gained there. Tanks around the top side. Solo's actually going to take this 4th base. This is exactly where Kyo is going to end up pushing upon realizing this, and tanks might want to make sure they're sieged in time. That's the only thing I will say. And the 1-1 of Solar is so late here. The lack of upgrades is really going to hurt, especially because the Mutalisks are also across the map as well. Now, they may be able to deal some damage, but not being part of the defense, it's going to suck a bit as well, as the thoughts are done in the 3rd base. Maybe can slow down a couple depots building. A few Marines have actually pulled back already. Q just takes down the 4th and says he's quite happy with that so far. Obviously pretty content with the damage already being done. Siege upgrades, Marines coming in, extra Mutalisks in production as we do see the medevacs loading up and dropping back down. Those Marines once again. Couple creep teams continue to go down. Overlord gets picked off also, and still a lot of Lings. Out down this bottom side, Mutalisks dive in towards the natural expansion. Extra Banelings morphing in here from Solar already. More Banes finishing up. It's going to come rolling through. Depot going to get picked off here and opens up pathway in, but plenty of Marines there, and Solar won't be able to do anything. Obviously, Solar now has got this base down this right-hand side, so 4th base coming up. 2-2 upgrades, Sterling Claws. All of this continuing along as we do have Cure up the left-hand side. Marines, tanks, medevacs, all joined up together. Infestation bit will drop in the main as you see a few of these Marines continue to unload as well. This is nice. I mean, now you're hitting 2-2 upgrades against 1-1 right as well, so these drops just trade so very good. Tanks getting in position here. Creep team is already going down. I mean, the Solar fighting into this army is pretty scary. You're fighting in the dark here. I mean, you kind of roughly know where it is and what's there, but I mean, it's always scary to fight in towards the lack of creep vision, right? So here we go. He's going to dive into this. The Ling Bane coming through. The Muta's going to instantly target down those tanks. The Banes do reach this. Marines on the ramp actually holding for quite a while. A spread here. That's a few of the Marines to soak up some extra Banes. The rest of Q's army still setting up as well. Let's continue to come around then, as we do see Solar finally taking the opportunity to move in towards Hive Tech. Still down the 2-2 upgrades, which means obviously a big delay on the 3-3-2, so still plenty of time for Q to take advantage of upgrade leads, but I will say it feels like his attacks have been stopped a couple times over now already. Middleisks in the center. There's a couple Lings getting picked off here. Marines still out on the left-hand side. The Hive going to be finishing up from Solar in the main base very soon as well. Still some creep spread coming down the right on the bottom. This hatchery dropping down from Solar as well. Couple missile turrets. The Thor fires away. Small Lings and Banes just coming up, obviously, with the Hive finishing. It's the next stage of the game, and Q is right to push because, if nothing else, there's this time where Solar wants to invest into 3-3, Ultra Cavern, then Chitinous and Adrenal. If you fight just as the Hive is done, it's when all of those investments are being made, but none of the benefits are going to be, found just yet. As Solar going to go through the center of the map, he actually ends up finding a Thor kind of on its own. Two Thors were kind of on their own. The Bio Army quite far out to the right side. Middle is coming in. Missile turret shot down as well. These Banes going chasing. A couple of Banes left. We'll find SCVs in this mineral line, so they go down, and Meters are just going to turn on towards this orbital command. So orbital command taking some heavy hits as well. Now the Metal is out at the left side. Missile turrets already firing. A good bit extra damage being done as the rest of these Marines and Marauders are out down the bottom. 3-3 upgrades. Ultra Cavern all coming into play as well. Here's our Marines. Unloading in the main, going to go in after a couple of drones and queens. He just lost 30 SCVs though. Means that Q's army right here and now is obviously massive in comparison to what Solar's is, but Solar is mining that much more. Q does have a bit of a bank already, but once that first wave of the bank is spent, then you're going to have some issues as Marines and Marauders coming through. The creep team is being denied. Widow Mine's going to unburrow. Again, this Bioforce from Q continuing to press forwards. The Zerglings down toward the third base. And they're going to just run straight in. Some SCVs immediately having a bit of a bad time. Riddlers are going to go back in towards the Thors. So Thor is going to get picked off. The Lingbane still out the bottom right corner. Bio Army trying to find a way into this. That's going to turn in towards this mineral line. So a couple of drones already being picked away at the Banelings. Able to connect in on a couple of Marauders, etc. already as well. Still seeing this pushing through. Solar comes in as we see the Marauders are going to stim once again. Lings and Banes on the top side. Widowmines do a fantastic job on the top. Okay, suddenly Solar can't fight this because he just lost like 20 Banelings to like 2 Widowmine shots. And these Marauders are just doing such a good job at the front as well. These Banelings can just never connect. However, Medifac's out of energy. Marines no longer stim, so this time I think he has to stim and he has to push forward to actually take a fight. Otherwise, the stim just hasn't been worth it. Here we go. Overseer goes down. Solar's supply block behind this, so he only gets supply block because he loses so many units here. That's obviously a major issue because now he's not actually spending his money to rebuild while this is happening. And if you're not rebuilding while this is happening, you're in a bad time. Banelings morphing in. They're not ready yet. The stim again. These medevacs are completely done. When it comes to the energy remaining, one Baneling connection on so many of these Marines will do the job, and they are going to find it on the left-hand side. Widow Mines not able to do enough just yet. The Ultra gets through here from Kua. From Solar on top of Kua's army, and Kua is pushed away. Remember, only 50 SCVs, so his numbers of reinforcements are somewhat limited. Solar now getting back on track. 71 drones to the 50 SCVs here. Army supplies evening out. What is happening? Just madness at the moment. As you see, Anabolic Synthesis coming in on the Ultra's Cavern as well. It's getting that up and running. Bio units out over the right-hand side. Just gonna see these few Zerglings up to the top. The Mutalisks moving around that direction as well. This bio army of Q is still pressing forwards, and well, first Banelings do not get those Widow Mines. This is just a smaller army for Q in general. Man, that Widow Mine. Most useless Widow Mine ever. Actually just fires on Zerglings that were already dead. Incredible. It's not really enough from Kira on that top side to do much. The thing is, Kira has a good number of bases. I guess his work account isn't super bad. I mean, look at the income graph, and Solo losing the bottom right was actually pretty substantial. He's starting to re-establish himself now, but Kira's also going to get the bottom side base, so this base is going to be able to get into position nice and easily. Still army here of Solo coming across, and just seen the bio continue to push through. A couple of creep teamers going down. You're still moving up to the top side as you just see the extra Banes coming in. Neo Steel armor and the high sec auto tracking continuing on the engineering base as well. Aurora's gonna press forwards. The Widow Mine blows up a few Banes and Zerglings as well. Another couple of Widow Mines doing a good job. Plenty of Lings going down there. As we've got Marines going to find their way all the way up in this top side, and there's going to be a good few drones going down. 9 workers, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 workers killed is obviously pretty substantial. It's a lot of losses, as we do see the Zerglings of Solo with the Ultralisks coming around, joining up together. I'm going to start pressing through. There's a couple of Widow Mines going down. It's a big Widow Mine shot as well. The Bio Army doing a good job of pushing back up the left side. See what else will happen. Oh, Baneling's actually going to get us around on the Ultralisk. Cavern is on the Ultralisk as well. Ultra is being summoned. Okay, these Banelings are just doing a ritual. They're summoning the Ultras. He's going to become Mega Ultra. He's going to fuse with the Banelings, and every time he connects with his attack, he's actually going to do... Well, I guess Ultras already do splash damage. Oh my god. The Ultras put, like, Baneling juice on the... I guess they just have big... What do you even call those things? Well, they're Kaiser Blades. I guess their blades are just so big anyways. But what if it did not just splash damage, but, like... I actually don't know. I don't know how you could actually make the Ultras more powerful. I don't know how you could make the Ultras attack more powerful without just upping its damage. Like, what if it did just have Banelings on it, though, and then everything just blew up? You know, I really thought I was onto something here, and then I talked myself into the moment where I realized this is actually just stupid, and it actually makes no sense. Good job, Wardy. At least we only did it live to 4,000 people, you know? Not that many people know I'm stupid now. Good job. Alright, some more Banes morphing in over on this right side. As the Bio Army of Cure coming through, and the Banes will have to cancel up. Lings, Mutas, and Corruptors around the right, as you do see a whole bunch extra Banes just on this hatchery. Pressing forwards, Bio unit's going to get a good few creep teamers here as well. Yeah, just on the top side as well. Marauders coming in, and a bunch of extra Zerglings continue to get picked away at, so... Pushing into this top side, you got a few drones with the initial Widow Mine. These Lings on their own, there's just no Banelings from Solo. I mean, they're finally on the way over. Reburrows these Widow Mines up. They actually do pretty okay. A couple of Ultras on their own, I think, are just not going to have enough at all. And Solo has apparently just been broken down over time. I mean, the resources lost is crazy. 40,000 to 30,000. In a game where he wasn't mining that much more since about 5-6 minutes ago. So it was that attack that really broke Solo. And at 20 minutes, Q is going to find himself game 1 of this best of 3. And one step closer to starting in the round 24. Second map. This time, hopefully with 100% less Ultras morphing and fusing with Banelings. Discussions and conversations. As in the top side at 12 o'clock. On the clock. Red. Terran player. Also with 100% worse intros. Our red Terran player is Cure. You take it, turn it forward a quarter to the 3 o'clock. You got Solo, the blue Zerg, down a map in this best of 3 seeding matchup as we get this underway. So game number 2. As we get this up and running, hatch gas and a spawning pool on the way here to start this off. Reaper on the way out. Spawning pool going to be completing in just a couple moments, of course, and we'll see what happens in the next few moments. What if Vipers could use their tentacles to hurl ultras into enemy bases? Hey, I always thought you should be able to, can you imagine if you could set up some sort of aggressive abduct? The problem is Vipers are too squishy, right? But, like, it'd be amazing if you could, like, imagine the Viper flank into abducting Banes into your Terran army. Oh, Terrans thought they could already whine and be salty. Just wait until you see abducting Banelings into your army. Yeah, that would be, that would not last very long. It's a good thing Vipers died too easily, right? It would be cool if 20 Zerglings could morph into an Ultralisk. They just all join forces. You get a couple of roaches. You need maybe like 20 lings and 4 roaches, right? And then you get the 4 roaches as the horns in the front. Because how are the lings going to become armored? Like, you need the armor from the roaches, right? Otherwise, it's just not going to work. Did Wardy pound a few pints before the final? No, I just had one funny comment, and it became too much of a thing because I dwindled on it because I got stuck. Because I realized halfway through what I was saying, it made 0 sense. And because of that, I tried to save myself. But instead of just getting out the hole while it wasn't really a hole, and people would have been like, wait, what did he say? And then be like, oh, wait, StarCraft's continuing. Instead, I kept on it. So I dug my hole about, 6 foot deep and dropped myself in it and just committed to something that was never going to work. So, yeah. Faster lair here from Solo this game, maybe rushing towards Mutalisk. A lot of people like early Mutalisk plays on this map if they're not going for an aggressive roach opener. 2 Hellions and a Reaper out up this top side. Lings are going to go running up, taking the watchtower here as well, and just going to continue their way towards the natural expansion. So, Lings off on a bit of a journey. As the Liberator comes in on the main base, those Lings going to ping all the way around this top left-hand side as the Viking will get an Overlord. So, it's an Overlord being denied as the Nidus network sets up from Solar here as well. Solo on the Nidus. So, yeah, it's just going to be Nidus in the end. Just Ling Queen Nidus. It seems obviously 1 gas. It's probably the sign that it was Ling Queen Nidus before the Nidus even went down. You know, there was a time, about 2 months ago, I was actually really good at spotting Ling Queen Nidus because I was just very good at watching for just the 1 gas. And nowadays, I don't know what it is, but I just keep assuming that the Zergs are going for early Mutalisks, even though I could just look at the gas and be like, well, they are not. Nidus in the main. I tell you what, these Hellions could not be more out of position. They're in a horrendous spot as they will clean up this Overseer. I think he gets this Nidus. SCV repair is not enough at the moment. Gets extra ones there. Needs to get some on this right-hand side as well, though the Hellions show up. I mean, there's still no repair on this right-hand side. I just don't think Pure realizes it, so the Lings are going to get in. New Nidus attempt on the other side of the wall on the natural expansion. Viking has landed behind these Marines who are currently holding the front door. Lings will start to get in, but the Hellions are back, and I don't think this is going to work from Solar. Down 17 workers. There's some mega work still to be done here. Nidus will be transfused, though, so that's maybe a game changer as SCVs start to drop. Oh, man. This Nidus felt as though it was so close to going down, but not enough stayed there to really shut it down. The Queens are a problem, but for how much of a problem, I suppose, because Marines are even about to have stim here. The Liberator can edge its way forwards as well. Obviously, this is bad because you lose the natural, so now you lose the depots at the front, etc. also. Kira is actually all the way down to being equal on the worker count also, so really not looking good there as these Hellions coming through. Going to get a few of these Zerglings basically for free, so that's nice. I mean, Medevac's about to finish. I think we might actually see Cure just drop across the map. This would pull some of these units back. There's nothing really to fight a drop across the map. That's the thing in a straight-up fight. I guess mostly just the Queens and Ling numbers, right? He could just push down the low ground with these Medevacs and Marines. That works as well. Sends a Viking across. Obviously, the Liberator making its way around as well, so some harassment potential there. Yeah, he'll just come down here. I mean, I guess why fight across the map when you can just fight right here and retake your natural, right? I guess makes a lot more sense. Gets around the Spore Crawler, so a few drones will go down. So Solo's worker lead he's just built up is starting to disappear. Loses a few units there. Tries to save a few more Marines. Drops back down on the other side once again. Difficult for Solo to get past that actual wall off as the Liberator got itself 3 drones. We'll come around towards this base as well. Solo not quite paying as much attention to that as he maybe expects he should. Zerglings continue to run forwards here. The Marines getting rid of these Lings and just going to be having all of these Queens going down. So a lot of Queens getting picked away at here. So 2, 3, 4 Queens. It's obviously big pickoffs, and now he'll scan to get the creep tumors. Well, just make sure you get everything with one scan. You don't want to be spending multiple scans. Oh, he didn't need another creep scan there. That was a bit of a waste. Oh, but Solo's also donated some Overlords to the Cure Fund, so a few Overlords going down. Solo's going to find himself near a supply block from that. Love this Overlord, by the way. Just making sure the island base isn't taken without Solo knowing about the possibility of it at the very least. A lot more Marines through the center. Hellion morphing into a Hellbat. Army coming through and a little bit of a scan as a couple of creep teamers going down. Overlord taking some damage as well. Marines are going to start splitting up. These Banes are going to wander forwards as well and hit just a few of the frontline Marines. Is it enough? Apparently not. There's a few Marines left. I mean, Queens still have energy though. Continue to target down Medivacs is kind of a big deal because you take that healing away from the Terran, who's just now about to get back towards 2 bases. That's obviously a big deal as well, something that we're maybe not talking about enough, that he's not been on 2 bases this entire time. He does have a 3rd CC that can move out instantly as well, though. SCV is immediately going to start transferring. Mules will start to drop. And this is going to make a big difference to Q's income, as Solo is on 51 drones now. Kind of a weird position. As Mutalisks come up, it'll really help to shut down these Medivacs, and I think these, smaller trades are probably going to start coming to an end. Marines and a couple of Hellbats coming around. It's going to be seen now. Overlord going to get picked off. A couple of creep teams going down as well. As Bane's wandering forwards from Solo. Marines splitting quite nicely again, but I'm starting to feel like the numbers from Solo are just going to be a little bit too much, and Cure has just not quite done enough on his attempts, especially with these mutants coming in to deny some SCVs, and that's GG. Solo will tie us up 1-1 in this final match of the Korean. Let's kick this off, as we're tied up 1 apiece. In the top left-hand side, the right Zerg player from Triumphant Song Gaming. This is Sola, taking on our blue Terran. In the bottom right-hand side from Dragon Phoenix Gaming. All the gaming's here. This is Cure. Exclamation mark song just redirects to Wardy's Twitch TV. Yeah, because then you can listen to the song. Kappa, I know, it's broken. I don't know how to fix it. I'm sorry. Tissue Rejection. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub as well. Thanks so much for your support. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so very much. Welcome to the Wardy family. I appreciate all the support, guys. I appreciate all the subs. They help me keep on streaming. Help me keep on producing content for you guys. So, yeah, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it, of course. Thanks for being awesome. Because that's what you all are. Oh, aren't we just so wholesome and happy on this channel? It's crazy, right? It's crazy. Wardy confirmed, self-hating Terran player, no Terran figurines on the shelves. There is in real life, though. It's just they're not big ones, so they didn't transition well to the artwork. Overlord down through the center, and an SCV from Cure coming out onto the map as well, coming across, seeing what's up. Factory coming down, and the TvZ takes a few moments to set up, get underway. So just have our reactor setting up on the racks. Factory is building, and again building up into this, getting this ready to go. Link speed coming through. The Overlord from Solar out on that bottom right hand side. Third hatchery coming up. Trying to hide in the corner here, but has been noticed and is being chased down by the Queen. Don't you be too cheeky, Reaper. Don't you try and get away with something here that you know you shouldn't. We're watching you. As you will see the cancel coming in, and Reaper just going to back off out over this right-hand side. Another game here, not going to be anything all too crazy. Rack's going to move off the tech lab, and the third hatchery from Solar already dropping down as well. Gonna see these couple Hellions continuing out to the far left side. So a couple Hellions and a Reaper getting us going. Gonna see that third hatch again set up, and a couple of, well, the Link speed coming up, couple extra Lings and the Queens coming through, and still Q kind of moving around a little bit. Seeing what's going on. Drone gets picked off. Tech lab building up on this racks as the other couple Hellions come down to the natural expansion. Banshee cloak coming through. Gets the crew teamer at the front. Again, the Banshee and the couple of extra Hellions continuing through here at the moment, and continue to set up with this. Hey, thank you so much, Salonal Pin with the 100 bits. Said go Wardy, we love this TSL with you. Yeah, I'm just here for the qualifiers, guys. The main event's going to be freaking awesome, of course, as well. I've got you all the qualifier coverage. And thank you so much, Yates1011, for the fresh sub. As the Hellions and the Reaper out into the middle. A couple more units coming across. Viking is going to be able to get that Overlord kill, so Overlord will go down. Couple Lings still going across the bottom right, and Cure will be showing up with these Hellions. I mean, this is kind of how he killed Solar earlier on today, so maybe looking for round 2 of that, as the Zergling's going to take mega damage. This was the issue earlier as well, where he just kind of lost the Lings too quickly, and the Queens just weren't able to clean up the Hellions before they got too many drones. 5 workers killed here at the moment. He's going to get up to 8, and he will find the corner shots to get a couple more at the very end, so he gets 11. Meanwhile, the Viking cleaning out this Overlord over here. There's a second Banshee coming up, so there's going to be the Banshees to follow this up as well. It is 8 Hellions, so it is a big loss. The Viking at least having a good time too, and obviously the Banshees to follow up as well very soon. This Banshee of Cure up to the top side as well. Lad Bay Nest getting ready to go into this. There's a couple of Queens coming through, a couple of Crypt Teamers dropping down. Again, that lag coming through. The couple of Banshees coming around the top, and gonna wait a couple of the drones, so little bits of damage being done here at the moment. Drone's taking a few shots, and again, the Banshees will continue down this left-hand side. Four drones killed. With those couple of racks from Kia finishing up shortly, again, the Banshees having a decent time, getting a few more drones. 9 workers picked off, and just gonna see the smoke roll coming across to the back of this third base. A couple extra drones continue to go down, so doing a really decent job of this. I mean, it's a lot of work, as right now that's 26 drones lost in the game. Way more than what we were talking about before. And that's really the Banshees just finding probably game-ending damage, I think it's safe to start saying, right? You know, that's very serious damage. It's going to be something that's going to really hurt in the future. I mean, this attack right now from Cure maybe is just unholdable because Solar doesn't have much against it. This counterattack is good, though. I mean, Marines are out of position to defend it, so at the same time, do you have anything to defend yourself over here, I guess is the next question, and you find that out very soon. It's kind of weird because you don't really want to fight just yet as Cure because you're kind of without +1/+1 in combat shields, but I think it's worth starting off already. Tanks target firing down. Baneling's doing a good job already. One Baneling near the front gets targeted. The Lings around the back. Another Baneling target fired down. He actually lifts and leaves, though. There's 1/1 in combat shields just now finishing. The Lings had the Carapace upgrade already going into that, so that definitely helped as well. The rest of these Lings coming around the coming around in towards the top side. The Bane's morphing in. And the army of Cure just continues to set up in the center. There's been a Vax overhead as well. Marines pushing through. Couple down, bits of damage being done. I mean, if the tank's in the back, I mean, this is just half the Marines as well. I think Cure's still okay. Obviously, he was forced back before, and it bought Solar some time, but is it enough? Well, these first few connections are actually really nice. Next tank not sieged up yet, but now you're off creeps. The Marines just need to split away, but those were not the best of splits away. And so it's allowed Solar to kind of continue through this fight for that little bit longer. He is going to come back forwards again, though, so coming through, these couple of Queens get pushed back. Marines still stemming forwards. Queen's taking some damage. Drones going down. The Lings continue to go down. More Marines going across, and going to be having the Banes finishing up just about in time to face a perfect split of Marines. This time it was too much of a split, and that is going to be it. Cure will go straight to the round of 16, joining the other seeded players. GG's, and Cure takes it 2-1 over Solar here in this final match of the Korean qualifier.